I'm in History Civics class, and in this video we are going to start the chapter 5, the decline of the Mughal Empire. And from this chapter we are going to study about the Indian history. So, and today's topic are beginning of the modern period in India, rise of the English East India Company, factors behind the decline of the Mughal Empire, and consequences of the decline of the Mughal Empire. And first point, beginning of the modern period. There were many radical changes occurred in the beginning of the 18th century, and this 18th century is known as the beginning of the modern period in India, in Indian history. And this period has marked the decline of the mighty Mughals and beginning of the English East India Company, and powers and authorities of the Mughals gradually transferred to English East India Company. The almighty Mughals, who ruled in India about 300 years, now began to fall, and many reasons were responsible to this fall. Generally, the Aurangzeb's weak, incapable, and luxuriant successors are considered to the responsible for the decline of the Mughal Empire. But this decline process had started under the Aurangzeb's rule. However, Aurangzeb was capable enough to stop the decay and disintegration. But this decline process rapidly grew during the period of latter Mughals. The latter Mughals, we can say that the successors of Aurangzeb are called latter Mughals. And when English East India Company entered in India, and then gradually it's consolidated and increased their power, his position, power, and prestige in all over India. As we know that the British came in India for trading purpose, but it later gradually it drove away the other European factories, companies, or traders, those who were trading in India at the time, and in this way it established its monopoly in India, and they soon saw the own political advantage in Indian political situation, and also took advantage from this situation, and they adopted the policy of divide and rule, and in this way they acquired political power and transformed from a trading company to the rulers of India. Okay, now let's talk about the various reasons which were responsible to the decline of Mughal Empire in detail. However, during the period of Aurangzeb, the Mughal Empire reached its greatest extent. But after his death, many states declared their autonomy and Mughal Empire was disintegrated within a few decades. And you can see on the map, most of the part of India from east side, west, south and north side, and the present Pakistan and Afghanistan were also under control in the Mughal Empire during the period of Aurangzeb. And the next point, the responsible factors behind the decline of the Mughal Empire, the first one is administration and military factors. Many historians believe that Aurangzeb's policy played a vital role to the decline of Mughal Empire. As we all know that he was a great rival or an enemy of Hindus, and he was intolerant towards Hindus. So, his religious intolerance policy, which opened the path for the decline of the Mughal Empire. And because of this policy, many regional kingdoms such as Rajputs, Marathas, Jats, and Sikhs revolted against him and weakened the root of the Mughal Empire. And Aurangzeb, due to his mistake, he lost the support of Rajput, whereas these Rajputs were the supported system of Mughal Empire during the period of Akbar, Jahangir and Shah Jahan, and as well as they had provided stability to the Mughal administration system. In this way, the separation of the Rajputs was the biggest fatal to the Mughal Empire, and Aurangzeb's long war against the Marathas in the Deccan was also proved fatal for him. And due to this war, the Mughals' resources and treasury depleted, and thus his aggressive policy towards Marathas led to his downfall and proved very harmful for Mughals. And next point is weak and inefficient successors. Another main reason to the decline of Mughal empire was incapable, unworthy, and incompetent successors of Aurangzeb. The Mughal rulers who succeeded Aurangzeb were known as the latter Mughals. Okay, got it? As I told that the latter Mughals were weak and not able to run his empire strongly, and they enjoyed their luxurious lifestyle. And due to this, the Mughal treasury was empty, and the situation of financial bankruptcy arose. As the result, several provincial governors took the advantage of the situation and they became independent. In this way, the Mughal Empire was disintegrated. And the additional information is also given on your screen. You can take the help to find out the answer. And the latter Mughals. And the list is also given. In the latter Mughals, the Bahadur Shah, second one Jahandar, third one Fakruk Khisiyar, fourth one Muhammad Shah, Ahmad Shah, Alamgir second, Shah Alam second, Akbar second, and Bahadur Shah Zafar. And next point is weak administration and military organization. During the period of Akbar, the Mughal Empire's civil administration was excellent and military system was also strong and powerful because Akbar implemented them on the basis of Mansabdari system, and Mansabdar had to maintain a fixed size army in lieu of their Mansabdars. But after the Akbar's reign, the numbers of these Mansabdars were increasing, continued increasing. And in the Aurangzeb's period, it reached its peak, but due to the shortage of number of Jagirs, made this system corrupt, and Mansabdars took the advantage of the situation and they didn't maintain their quota of army and adopted corrupt methods, and gradually this system was completely hollowed out the Mughal army, and as well as No new innovation and reforms were made in military and army sector, and they did not maintain the navy also, and their military equipment and weapons were traditional. In this way, this reason these reasons led to the downfall of the Mughal Empire. And next point is economic factor. Depleting economy was the another reason to the decline of Mughals. During the first half of the 18th century, there was no growth in agriculture, productivity, and trade. And due to this, the food price was increased. And this situation completely brought the Mughal economy to the ground. And this contributed significantly to the process of decline. Under the Aurangzeb's rule, there was acute shortage of jagir, and nobles vied with each other for the most profitable jagirs, and they wanted to get the more profitable jagirs than others. And for this purpose, they led to the corruption, and due to this crisis, more revenue was recovered forcefully from the peasantry because they knew that jagirs given to them could be for a very short period of time, and they wanted to earn more and more money in this short period. Thus, the peasants were greatly exploited by the nobles, and later, which was transformed into violence. And it is also referred to as the agrarian crisis. Now, next point is the War of Succession. War of Succession was also a major reason to the downfall of the empire because there was no definite law or rule for succession. Actually, after the death of a ruler, the war of succession was fought between their rivals to the throne. And due to this, bitterness, bloodshed, and frequent rebellion started in the royal family, and they conspired against each other. And this war of succession led to the burden on the treasury increased, and royal treasury began to empty. And the war of succession gave rise to frequent political upheaval in empire, and this condition made the empire unstable, and British took the full advantage of this situation. And the additional information is also given on your screen. The next point is Mughal court politics. Apart from the political situation of whole Mughal empire, the court politics was also one of the major reasons to the downfall of the empire. There were many nobles in court, and they belonged to different groups such as Turanis from Transoxania. The Transoxania is the ancient name used for region of Central Asia, and which included modern day Uzbekistan, Tajikistan, and southwest Kazakhstan. And Iranis from Persia, Afghan, and Sheikh Zadas consisting of Indian Muslims. And these groups were suspicious and jealous of each other, and there was a competition to get power among themselves. So they were always engaged in struggle, and this struggle not only weakened the administration but reduced the prestige and authority of Mughal Empire. The next point is external threats. The foreign invaders had also known about the political instability and weak points of Mughals. So they invaded India many times. And first foreign invader was Nadir Shah. Nadir Shah was the ruler of Persia and invaded and plundered Delhi in 1739 and carried away with him immense wealth and as well as the world famous Kohinoor diamond and jewels stud peacock throne of Shah Jahan. And the next foreign invader was Ahmad Shah Abdali. He invaded India 5 times between 1748 to 1761. And these repeated raids and invasions made Mughals weak and unstable. And as the result, many regional kingdoms such as Marathas, governor of Awadh and Bengal, declared themselves as a independent ruler. And next point is growing European power. The Mughal Empire had already weakened before growing the English power. When English and French East India Company grown his power, then Mughal further de-established and they both entered India as a trader. But gradually they began the interfere in the political matter in India and took full advantage of the political instability of Mughal Empire. And with the help of their diplomacy and policies, they carved their own dominance in India. In this way, our first chapter is also over. Hope you have understood. And next, let's meet in another video. Okay, bye.